Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Stringer's Notebook. I'm your host, Joel Horto, editor and publisher of OneManFastBreak.net. Before I dive into today's notes, please hit like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And also feel free to drop in a comment or two. Opinion around here matters, so appreciate all the feedback. Today's notebook is about FIBA EuroBasket 2025, and as you can see, we have a guest on today's show. For today's episode, we welcome one of the young, up-and-coming journalists from Lithuania. His name is Domantas. He's a big hoops fan. He does a basketball newsletter called Krečimo Ritmu. I'm doing my best to try to translate that. I think Domantas can say a lot better than I can. You can follow him on X, and I'll put this information on this channel. So we welcome Domantas. Domantas, welcome to Stringer's Notebook.
Hey guys, it's a pleasure to be here, first of all. So, I'm glad to be here, and some info about me. So, I'm 18, and I started the newsletter because I really got into the Lithuanian basketball side of things, and that's why basically I started it, and I think I could give some huge insight into EuroBasket as well, since Lithuania is also a part of that. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think when you reached out to me and I figured like, it's a perfect timing because I'm on the US side and Eurobasket obviously happening in a different continent, so there's a time difference. And you have a very unique perspective because you see the games firsthand. You have a firsthand experience. So the timing is perfect, and also you follow European hoops very closely. You love hoops, and also like it gives kind of like for me, I'm an old school journalist. You get the old school perspective, and then for you, it's a fresh, young perspective from a basketball fan. So we get the best of both worlds
Two
for this.
perspectives at once.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going for. Basketball. It's a global game, and this is a perfect example of the explosion of basketball around the world. Like it's not just in the United States; it's everywhere. It's an NBA game. It's FIBA. I love watching FIBA, and it's a sport that we love, and we can talk about all day, all night. And let's talk EuroBasket. And right now, things are heating up. Like we're in the group stages. We're seeing some good games, seen some bad games.
Hmm.
Not gonna lie, there's some bad games, but there's some a lot of good games. Let's start with the big one today. This one is close to your heart. Lithuania and Germany. I hate to bring it up. As much as I love basketball, I wasn't gonna wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch Germany and Lithuania. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to rely on you on some details from the game. So talk about what happened today, your reaction. Go for it.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, the game is very heart crushing for me because I was super excited and I thought that we're gonna get the first in our group, which is Group B. But anyways, besides the point, a loss is a loss. We'll take it. Some big insights I can see for right now is that um, we have good defenders and we're trying to play um, with them to stop all the other teams, but it just isn't enough, and we don't have enough scoring for that. Even though we started with a more defensive starting five, we with like Radzevicius, Sedekerskis, and Normantas, and then two scorers like Valanciunas and Jokubaitis, it's still wasn't enough since Germany just as I've seen they hit everything and we couldn't get past through their hard screens from Theis and Voigtman, so their snipers got open looks and they got heated early, even though in the first quarter Lithuania with the starters, as I've said, um, they kept the tempo and they were 18-15, but when they let the bench play, that's when everything changed and the bench scoring part of it seemed very off for me at least.
Yeah, I think that I mean, I watched Dennis Schroder a lot, and when he's hitting threes like that, it's hard to defend Schroder. Like he's almost unstoppable because he has that explosive first step,
Yeah.
and when he's shooting the three ball, like he can't really do much. So that was tough. That was tough for Lithuania. I don't know how many defenders you can throw at Schroder, and also, they have Andreas Obst, and if he's shooting that well, so far he's shooting very well. If he's shooting really well, and Schroder's playing this well, Germany's going to be tough.
I mean, their big four scored, I think, 80 points or something like that. The big four, I mean, like
The
Wagner,
starter, yeah.
Theis, Schroeder, and Obst. They scored 80 points of their team, so we didn't stop their leaders at all, even though we tried, but they were hitting 54% from free, so that's just like you can't stop that. And also, I've seen like we don't have the mobility in the center play from our side since Theis was 9 of 9 and he got like 6 of those looks wide open and he just got open dunks while Valanciunas was gasping for air and and couldn't catch up.
Yeah, Jonas didn't look like. Yeah, I've seen him in some of the warm up games. He looks like he's still out of shape. So I think he's. It also it doesn't. Um, I'm missing the big one. Domantas Sabonis is not on the team, and I think he could have helped big time and help out Valanciunas. And also the guard play. I've always figured FIBA guard play is so important. You have to have good guards. And when I did my preview, I wasn't sure about Lithuania's guards like Rokas, Jokubaitis, who's now playing. I think he's playing for Bayern Munich now.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if he could handle the pressure. I don't consider him like elite. I don't know. You can say you can disagree with me on that. And also one guy who I thought could have helped Lithuania was Kasparas Jakucionis, the young guy who got drafted by the Miami Heat in this year's NBA draft. I'm
Okay.
surprised he didn't make the team. I don't know what happened there. So maybe you can shed some light on the situation with Yakuchonis and the national team on what's going on.
Yeah, so basically, Jakucionis, well, Kurtinaitis called him, and basically he said that he is trying to focus on his first NBA season and wants to put in a lot of work so he doesn't disappoint the Miami Heat fans. And so that's why he didn't come. Talking about Sabonis, I think he was off an injury, like off and on, and was more focused towards his recovery and family stuff, if I'm not mistaken right now. And that's why he didn't come. And talking about Buzelis, the big star, the breakout year in the Bulls jersey, he didn't come because there was like a conflict between the assistant coach and Jonas Valanciunas, and Valanciunas is actually very close with Buzelis. He's been training with him since he's been 13, and he's just close with his parents. So, because of the controversy, he was like, "Okay, I'll just chill a bit. I'll maybe come to the World Champs or the Olympics next time." That's
Yes,
the
yeah,
only.
I forgot about Buzelis. Because he's been on the national team before, right? Like he's played some games in FIBA.
No,
Oh, he hasn't. Okay,
he hasn't been on the men's roster.
okay,
And he's been in America since young days, since his
okay.
parents moved there. So he hasn't.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
He asked about like the centers Sabonis. I want to add that yeah, the mobility was very needed in that match, and I don't want to like critique our head coach, but some of his rotations were iffy at
you can
least.
you can criticize him. Yeah.
Yeah, because like Valanciunas goes out and we get in an even maybe less mobile center or a less skillful one with Berettis and M- Marek, who is like more mobile on our roster, didn't get enough time in my opinion, since we saw the flaws in like Daniel Theis scoring 23 points in 23 minutes. That's not okay, and we needed a more mobile center for that to bring more defense, but I guess they didn't want to overload him. That's why they didn't put him in. That's what I'm assuming, at least.
You're right. They probably could have adjusted a little bit better and had a little more mobile big man because Tice is he's a small ball center. He's quicker, so he probably has an advantage over the slower footed big men that you throw at him
Yeah.
because he's gonna float in the perimeter. He's more of a forward really. If you have a mobile center in this type of tournament and you have good guards, you're gonna go far, and that's why that was my question with Lithuania going into the tournament was first of all Valanciunas, how is his health, his fitness, and then the guard play with Jokubaitis, and can he handle the pressure because he's the number one guy now. He's the point guard, and Lithuania. I mean, has a great history of point guards, starting from Šarūnas Marciulionis and Jasikevičius. So whenever Lithuania has a good tournament run, the guards are always on point and they
Yeah.
can handle the pressure. And I wasn't sure about him. So, yeah, I could be wrong about Jokubaitis. Maybe he'll turn it around.
Talking about like, sorry for interrupting, but
Yeah, yeah, go
talking
ahead.
about the guard play on Lithuania, I do agree with you. Maybe the talent is not there yet, but Jokubaitis just had a breakout year in Maccabi, and he was also coached by Jasikevičius the year before. So I think that's why he like broke out in Maccabi, because he got a lot of playing time and the coach is more laid off, so he was like viewed as the star player. That's why he gained all this confidence. And right now for Lithuania, this is maybe the first game he looked a little less ready for it because they threw a lot of pressure on him. Even though Germany isn't known for their spectacular defense, but it was enough to throw off a young guy like Jokubaitis.
Yeah, Schroeder is, he looks slight, but Schroeder is a tough defender. He's kind of surprisingly good defender for Germany. But you're right that Germany, it's more of a team defense that they run, and also they've been playing together. This core group was the team that won the World Cup in 2023, so they have a lot of chemistry uh, built up. With Franz Wagner, I think Franz Wagner is on the doorstep of becoming a superstar in the NBA.
I agree.
And like I said, I think with Schroeder and Obst, they have a really incredible 1-2 punch in the backcourt, and that's a big advantage when your point guard has the handle, the tight handle, and the control the shooter has, and then your shooting guard is on a hot streak like Obst is. That's tough to beat.
Yeah, I agree with you. And also, I'm seeing the stats right now. Schroeder had 4 steals in that game, so
Yeah,
he was doing more than enough on defense.
yeah, he's got good feet. I mean, he's got quick hands, and he's pesky. He's pesky, man. He puts pressure on the other team's point guard,
Yeah,
and I think that's Jokubaitis. I think it's a good learning experience. He'll gain more experience from this. He'll probably do better in the next game. So I think time will tell. The more he plays, the more comfortable. Because it's a big responsibility. I mean, you're now the man responsible for being the point guard on the national team.
yeah,
And yeah, he doesn't have that much experience. I mean, he didn't. I think he was on the World Cup team, if I'm not mistaken, but he
he
didn't
was.
play a lot, right?
He played, if I'm not mistaken, like 20 minutes, so
Yeah,
it's not that big.
no,
And also, yeah, Lithuania had 18 turnovers, which I didn't like. It was a lot of
right.
like iffy game. I just didn't enjoy it, and I think the coaches didn't as well. Well, Kurtinaitis said after the game, like, they are world champs. What do we expect? Like, it's gonna be hard, and we need to keep fighting. and nothing's over yet. The next match is against Finland, and we need to get ready for that. So they weren't like very pessimistic about it, but they were like observant of like we can't like match up with them just yet because we lack the talent that Germany has and can offer.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
so far I really, on the other games, it's a small sample size of games. We've only seen a few games yet, but so far Serbia is as advertised. They should win the group, and I mean Jokic is on cruise control. Nikola
Yeah.
Jokic, he's just whenever he wants to play and dominate, he can just dominate. But they had a kind of a setback in their game against Portugal.
Hmm.
They Bogdan Bogdanovic went down with a hamstring injury.
Yeah. So basically, as I've read from a few sources, that um, Serbia has the photos and results of his injury of the hamstring, and they need to send it over to the USA, to the Clippers organization, so they can their medical staff can review it, as I imagine. So that might be a very big loss for Serbia, but since they have a huge depth roster, I think it's not gonna like leave a huge mark. Of course, it's a good player, but they have a lot of depth.
Oh yeah, Bogdanovic. I mean, Bogdanovic one of the best shooters in the world. But if there's a team who can absorb the loss, it's Serbia because they have a lot of depth. Marko Guduric, Alex Abramovic can come in and fill in that role. And I think I like what I've seen so far from Nikola Jovic.
Yeah.
He's really stepping up. I think his role in the team is growing from where I saw him play at the World Cup. From now, I think they trust him more, and he's a good off-ball player to play with Jokic because he plays in the perimeter. He can handle a little bit. He's shooting the three ball really well. That was one of the things that he kind of struggled in Miami. His consistency with the three ball. If he can make that 3-point shot, he'll have a big role for the Miami Heat.
I think, well, in the Serbia team, he's gonna get a lot of time. We can just see from the Portugal game that he got 31 minutes and he scored 6 of 6 from the field. So he's definitely gaining the confidence to be one of maybe the leaders of a team and could possibly make a huge leap from the national team to come over to the NBA.